Hello and welcome to this Seed and SOS Digital Focus Week podcast. My name is Rachel Wilder. I'm a e-learning technologist based in SOS and lead the e-learning team on online exams, and I'm going to be your facilitator for this podcast. I'd like to introduce you to our panel today. We have Mandi Banks-Gatenby, is our Seed e-learning lead and lectures in digital technologies, communication and education. Hello, Mandi.
Hi.
Next is Dan Rigby, who is our SOS e-learning lead and lectures in economics. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
And finally, we have Joe Williams, who is our e-learning support officer based in Seed and is our resident alt text whiz and working with me on assessment and online exams. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
So, this podcast, we're going to talk about the background of the Digital Focus Week and why we wanted to do a collaboration between our two schools. Firstly, Mandi and Dan, I'd like to ask, what are the main themes of the week and why did we choose them?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think the themes that stand out are not necessarily the main themes, but the ones that stand out are the Canvas, obviously with our move from Blackboard to Canvas approaching, and generative AI. But I think there's a whole range of themes which are all around improving our digital pedagogies and the opportunity to play with tools and that space to try new things.
I agree. I think there's the big picture stuff around generative AI, which we've been dealing with for 15, 18 months and still trying to work out what it means for teaching, learning, assessment, etc. So I think it's unsurprising and a good thing that we have a few sessions on AI, and then there are the more local issues which are also going to affect everybody around the transition from Blackboard to Canvas, and then lots of things around particular tools and examples of what people are doing.
Fantastic. Joe, do you like to, what are you looking to get out of this week?
I think it's just a really great opportunity to kind of see what other teams are working on and kind of getting the sessions, the range of different sessions is just like kind of Mandi and Dan said. It's interesting to kind of see what people have naturally kind of looked into. So with the AI, people are really keen to do a lot of knowledge share. So we've got some people in our team who are changing, who are going to be doing like an assessment on a session on podcasting, which I think is really great, and probably discussing this studio, which is available for students to join. So I think it's just a really great opportunity to see what people are working on, how people can get involved, and yeah, I think it'll be a great week.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's been really interesting in kind of organising this, how there's those similar themes have come up both from SOS and Seed in terms of what people's are excited about, what people are also a little bit worried about and apprehensive about, and how we can cater those. You feel less alone, actually, I think is what I'm kind of hoping to get out of this, is that collaborative nature, which I think is so important to the university. So, yeah. So, what are the main themes of this week and why we chose them? We have covered. And then what's the tools, apps and things that we're most excited about? What are you really excited about attending this week, Mandi?
All of them. So I'm excited just to say, I know the tools is a focus, and then I'll answer that one in a minute, just to say I'm really pleased that we've got a session that's about student perspective in this week, which I'm really looking forward to hearing that. And again, because we're collaborating the two schools, that I think seeing those other perspectives from staff about what they're thinking about in terms of student perspective is going to be really valuable. But I'm really excited to hear about Canvas from people who are using it and been using it extensively and for a while. I'm really interested to hear all about the generative AI, particularly Dan's session. Obviously, that's the one I'm most looking forward to. But yeah, things like Gradescope as well. It's not something I use, but I'm still really interested to hear about it. So yeah, all of them.
Fantastic. Do you want to, Dan? Do you want to have a plug for yours?
I think that would be inappropriate, but there are spaces available, so still book it. I'm interested in. I'm interested in the extended reality. I don't know what that really. I remember augmented reality, so extended reality. Interested to know more about what that is. And yes, very interested to hear Canvas from a user perspective. So various sessions and talking about it in quite general terms about the transition, but finding out what people who've used both Blackboard and Canvas can tell us about the transition and the difference. I think we'll be really interested. I'm quite interested in 3D scanning. I kind of don't know what it's going to mean for teaching and learning, but I suppose that's part of the. If I could, I think I should go to that to try and find out a bit more.
I was going to say you've stolen my. I'm really looking forward to that because I think I've seen it from more of a SALC perspective, so thinking archaeology and how archaeologists use it, but actually, I keep on trying to push for social anthropology to use it because I think that could be a really interesting thing. So yeah, I'm going to push for that one as well. 3D scanning looks really interesting. And then of course, me and Joe have got all about assessment, and I think that's something. Come talk to us about assessment.
Looking forward to the drop-ins because I think that gives people a really great opportunity to kind of come with specific issues, or because we're doing a tools drop-in as well, which I think we're going to kind of give a brief overview of some of the important tools that we've been using. So with Buddy Check, Gradescope, Hypothesis.
Yep.
Rachel,
we said we'd cover a little bit of Padlet as well, so the more interesting elements.
Because
of
I think
Padlet
more and more things that I've noticed is that people are using Padlet in lots of different ways. It's no longer just something that they put on their kind of virtual learning. I'm going to say Blackboard then, but it will be Canvas soon. They don't just kind of put it on and then kind of let people do it in their own way. They actually use it as part of their kind of sessions and make it more interactive. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of see what people are bringing to us.
Yeah.
Just on that Padlet front,
sure.
Alex Squire's presentation on Monday, he's looking at students' perspectives and preferences across Padlet, Piazza and Blackboard discussion boards. So students who'd experienced two or more of those, just getting their assessments about what they like about each one and why, and which one they preferred.
Yeah.
Which is contingent on the kind of way that it was being used. I'm not saying that resolves it forever. But so that paper, his presentation is going to look at the student perspectives on those three types of discussion boards.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm going to have to be honest, I'm not a fan of Piazza. Oh. I'm sorry, I know Dan's heartbroken. It's just too retro looking for me. And I suppose the final question is, what do you think, and it's a big one, we could spend a lot of time discussing this, what are the challenges we feel in humanities facing digital learning in the next few years? Mandi or Dan, would you like to?
I've got to say keeping up.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be really hard to stay on top of all aspects of these technologies, using them in teaching and learning, the data implications, the ethics behind using it. Yeah, it's huge, and I think a lot of people feel daunted by it. I know I do, so I'm sure that that's something that will come out during the week, and that's why I think it's so important for us to try and make this space to share that with others and understand how other people are addressing that.
So true.
Yep, I agree with that. I think there are challenges and opportunities, aren't there? So if we think about AI, so there's a session which I think is two of the sessions on AI, one about Gradescope and auto grading, and then the other general sort of AI and teaching and learning challenges. I think are going to be more on the positive side, shall we say, about AI in terms of using it positively in teaching and learning. My session about academic integrity and AI is probably more going to be about the darker side, shall we say. I think it can be quite overwhelming for people to try and take on, we're changing to Canvas, AI is changing everything, there's all these different sort of things that people have to sort of juggle and engage with at the same time as they're trying to actually do their teaching, do their research or whatever other things that they're involved in. So I think Well, one thing I like about the week, actually, just to say, is that it's a mix. I think, as well as a mix across schools and mix of tools, it's a mix of sort of showcase. This is how I'm using this, or this is how you could use this tool in your teaching. Other people are presenting their research on those tools as well. So that link between teaching and research, I think, is evident in the week, and I think that's another good thing about it. So yeah, I think hopefully people will enjoy that aspect.
Yeah, and that mix across the academic staff and the learning team and those student perspectives as well. Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's been great working with different academics that I've not really worked with, and working with academics in a different. So I'm based in Seed, so it's nice to kind of work with academics and people from social sciences.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it's great because we've got things like the learning design storyboarding sessions as well, and it's if you get those building blocks and you get those basics right, which is what the learning design can, it's a good stepping board then into thinking about AI and generative and various other things as well in Canvas. And it's making sure, I think those are going to be really popular as well. I think making sure if you come and speak to our learning designers and make sure that you're starting out right, I think is the right thing.
Because they have a few sessions, but they also have one-to-one bookable sessions as well, which I think would just be invaluable.
Definitely come and speak to them. So I think that's I mean we could talk. It's all this time we have. Do you want to finish on a joke, Dan? Or do you want to,
No, I've only got one and I'll use it next week.
Thank you so much for listening, and we really look forward to the Digital Focus Week. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.